Everyone. Welcome to another episode of Independent Artists Unite Song Series. I'm so psyched tonight. Where it all started, episode number 1, Jimmy B from Tokyo Teens is back. Welcome, you handsome young man.
Well, thank you very much. This is always a special occasion when we do this. So I thought, why not wear a tie and look somewhat presentable?
And the
So there you
jacket,
go.
wow, the jacket's got pizzazz, everything. Of course, the hair that goes, we've come to expect that of you, that the hair is always perfect.
Well, thank you.
Incredible.
It's got some fresh purple in it, and we're ready to rock.
I could see that. Very lively. Very li I, on the other hand, have no hair anymore. I had it was one of those moments, that you have.
I think the last time we did this, you had a little bit of hair and you spiked up what you had
Yeah. Yeah,
in honor of.
I usually have a little bit of a faux hawk thing going on, but I'm exploring other possibilities as time trudges on.
Well, you're fortunate. You're fortunate because you have a nicely shaped head, so
Thank
you can
you.
do that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Some of
Um,
us have weird looking heads and we could never shave our head, even if we wanted to. So you have that freedom.
yeah. Um, you know, I love this song, man. The middle of the night we're talking about today.
Yes,
And this is the third song in the Communication Chronicles, which is our good friend David Burgess of Chronic Dream
love
has
him.
had this idea to do this. And he asked me to do it, so I did one, and then James from Pain in the Ass did another one, and now you are doing one. And all these songs, of course, I don't mind saying so myself. I'm involved with one, but I think they're all outstanding songs, and they're so different. And when I first heard this, and I heard that guitar plucking that starts it off, which almost reminded me, if I don't know if we should have a moment of silence for Chris Christopherson, but
Mm.
the way it starts with that guitar plucking, and then you do a little, which people don't do anymore. That's definitely a throwback to Christopherson's day. To do these things, and I know your great love, Burt Bacharach. Is
Absolutely,
when
absolutely.
singers were singers, they did things like that.
They like to sing, they like to croon, and really took
Yeah.
it seriously.
So when
You
I when
know,
I when I first heard that ooh over that cling, 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 fucking, I thought, oh yeah, he's going there, and you did,
thank you.
boy.
Well,
And
I yeah, that's thanks to you because you're such a big inspiration to me and
oh
very
really? Oh
influential. I
wow,
mean,
really?
I've always said it. I think you're an absolute genius, and I was trying to channel some of what you do in there,
Oh
and make it
really?
a little.
Okay.
And but it's very interesting that you put that, the country type, that you heard that because it's a little misleading at first, but it fits so perfectly.
It really does, and it's one of those things. It's like, so in a song where it's an odd match. And actually, Sting said something. I mean, if you like Sting or not, you have to admit that he's a great songwriter. I mean, he is like crazy.
Yeah,
Um, and he says there's got to be a surprise in the first 30 seconds,
he's
of a
right.
really great song. And I think that is very true too. And that's what this song does too. It has the pluck that up, and then all of a sudden the synths come in and go
Yeah,
into this. And then even when you get going with the thing, it takes a total left turn, and with it, you know. And
Well,
I was like,
that's thanks to
whoa,
James. That's
wow.
James. James did that. The original melody in the chorus uh, was slightly different. It
Is that
went
right?
up on
Okay.
the first line and went up again in the second line, but he did a little pitch movement on it and
Okay.
actually changed that melody. And it's,
Oh, that's interesting.
dude,
Yeah.
it's so much better.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
That,
amazing.
I mean, that was just like when you went up into that falsetto there over that part, I was like, this is one of the greatest Jimmy B moments
Thank you.
so far, I think. I mean, what did it feel like? Because I know, I assume it was roughly the same thing. Like when I got, um, the song that I did, "Untrue" with David, that it came to me almost. The music was like, like prearranged. It was like done almost. Was that what
Mm.
happened with this one too?
This one, David Burgess, Chronic
Hmm.
Dream, sent two musical phrases. One
Okay.
to me sounded like the verse
Yeah.
section, and the
Yeah.
other one sounded like that would be the chorus section. So I pieced that together to get a structure,
Mm.
and and then put the lyrics on top of that, and so that's how the music came together before it was submitted to James.
Okay. Okay. And then James
So
kind of cut it
yeah,
up and put it together and
yeah, he did his
had.
magic.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Which
I'm so happy that you got a feel for James's magic because I thought you would really appreciate him.
Yes, you're right. I mean, he's done such a great job with what you do. I mean, you guys are a perfect match. It's amazing. It's rare. It's rare when you meet someone that on a
Yeah.
musical level and on a creative level that you can connect with
Yeah.
immediately, like you're just meant to be together, peas and carrots, you know. And you
Yeah.
guys, it was just it's match made perfectly, and I was honored to have him do what he did, put his voodoo on this thing. And man, he
Mm.
did a great job. And I'd like to do more with him.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It
And
sounds,
David.
if it sounds so good. But I mean, what was it like when you were, I'm just curious in the songwriting process of this. So you have
Mm.
these two parts, and let's say you're coming up with the chorus part. What's your process like? Do you walk around in headphones and listen to it and try some things out, or you sit right there with a laptop and record different ideas, or how did that go?
Well, to back up just a bit, uh, David sent the perfect musical landscape
Mm,
for me to work with because it'd have to be something that would work with my style. And
mhm,
he knew that somehow he sent, so credit to him
mm,
for picking out something that would work with my style. And what I
mm,
did was, so I got it put together and um, put it, made a copy so that I could listen to it on my phone. And
mm.
with my, I call them earbobs. Uh,
Yeah,
with my earbobs in, I
yeah.
listened to it over and over again, and I was looking for more of a cadence,
Mm,
a rhythmic flow, and
yeah.
then once I kind of got what that would be, da 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 da, then the words started dropping,
Okay.
and
So
we
it was more
actually,
like a gibberish chorus at first, the do 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 da or something. Yeah.
yes, just
Yeah.
rhythms, just rhythms. So that's the Paul McCartney method.
Oh, is that
But
right? I didn't know that. Yeah.
yeah, he. I think yesterday was originally like scrambled eggs or something like that. It just to get it moving. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And so we started this thing a long time ago,
Oh,
and
really?
I had a little bit. I had some creative block there, and man, I
Okay.
wrote and rewrote and tore it down and threw
Oh,
it away
interesting.
over and over, and just I was stuck.
Wow. Huh.
Yeah, man. And then I had a little medical issue, and that set me back, you know, a little bit. But
Mm,
then I don't know, something happened again. Listening to it, walking up and down the driveway,
yeah.
and it dropped, and
It
like in a
just came in.
matter of a day or two, just
Wow.
boom,
And you knew that was it.
there it was, and
Yeah.
that's what you hear today.
and you had that that idea. I mean, you must have been so thrilled when you thought of that.
Well, originally it was, you know, a silent dream can do less.
Oh, okay, it kept going
That
up.
continued to go up, but James, in his mad scientist mental state, no, it's a and
Okay,
he says, man,
interesting.
this actually needs to move around and not just go like a ladder. And I'm like,
Wow.
that's okay, okay. And so, and it's heavenly.
That must have been so fun for you to listen to back where you're like,
Yeah.
whoa, what?
Yeah, it was out of left field. And, you know, of course, everybody involved in this had complete and total artistic freedom to
Mm,
experiment, to go off the board. It doesn't matter, you
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
nobody cares. Please, please get a little crazy.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
And how wonderful
So,
that is. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
yes, complete freedom. So, and he did a wonderful job. And then the little oohs and ahs, you know, in the beginning,
Hmm.
kind of, again, that's a nod to some of the stuff that you do. And then getting that country flair in the beginning. And then it's also, in my mind, it ties into the subject matter,
Hmm.
the
Yeah,
lyrical.
and talk about that. Talk about that.
All right. Well, originally, as you well know, my songs are about losing love, heartbreak, pain, and suffering. Of course, the main, the all the
I'm
main
sorry. You know,
ingredient.
I'm laughing because I love you and I identify, of course. I'm
Yes, yes, yeah, you get it. You know what I'm talking about, and so originally, you know, I was thinking about maybe you know, a loved one, maybe a breakup,
mm,
maybe something like that. And then I started thinking, well, maybe somebody passed away or something, and you know, you're missing them. And then it kind of turned into, now in my mind, I think of it as like a runaway, someone
mm,
missing someone who has
okay.
run away from home, for what
Yeah.
it could be, a youngster, a teen, whatever. Someone has left home.
Mm,
And this is a person that's saying, I understand. And no matter what, I'll be waiting for you.
mm,
Even if it's all night long, even if it's in the middle of the night, I'll be here
mm,
waiting for you to come home. And actually, in the very end of the song, there's a great vocal trick is to record a track of whispering
mm.
underneath, you know, the main vocal tracks. You know that trick. And so that is in there. And then at the very end, there's a on the whispering track, as we go out of the song, I whisper, "Come home." It's
Oh,
hard to hear, but now you know
now I'll go back and hear
you
that
know
one.
that's
Yeah,
what it
yeah.
says. You'll hear it. But and so that tied it up in a nice bow, and that for me, that's what the song means. That's what it's about,
Mm. Oh, I
and it
love
makes it
that.
even deeper.
You know what? It's like maybe I just don't hear about it anymore, but do kids run away from home anymore? You know, it's like when in the 70s when we were kids, there were you
Yeah,
kids ran away, right?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
like my sister ran away. She ran. We lived in a suburb of Baltimore, Maryland, and she ran away. She went down to the Florida Keys with her boyfriend, and my dad hopped on a plane and went down there searching the Florida Keys for my sister and found
Wow,
her. You know, but it was like,
wow.
you know, it's like in the 70s, kids were like running away. You know, but I
Yeah.
don't know if they do that anymore.
I don't know
It
if they
is
do
too.
that. You don't really hear about it.
I
You
no, I
just
think
like a runaway.
the world is like too scary to run away. I think.
I don't know that anybody would want to anymore. I guess they
Yeah,
just kind of hang until they go, and then they're gone. Deuces. You don't have to really run away.
yeah,
Maybe. I don't know. Now, you know, there used to be like a runaway hotline and a runaway network
yeah, right. And you see
thing.
ads on TV and stuff. You know, da da da, runaway, da da da. You never see that anymore.
No, you don't. You may see missing persons every now and then, and a missing person alert, but you
Oh,
don't
that
really.
yeah. Now people are kidnapped now. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Now they're taken. They don't really
Yeah.
bounce out of here, and then they're gone. I wonder why that is.
That's strange, isn't it?
I'm going to
But
run away in honor of our conversation today. I'm running away from home tonight. I'm
that
going to try.
that gives it that kind of nostalgic feel too, though, because of this
Oh,
run
yeah,
and too, you know what? It's like there were a lot of movies about runaways too,
that's
with
true.
like back in our day, in the 70s and 80s, it was big. It was a big theme, running away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's this a girl I went to high school with. She ran away from home and ran up to New York City.
Mm. Ooh, yeah.
And word gets back, but
Yeah.
she got murdered up there.
Oh shit. Yeah, that's not a good
They
place to
got back
go.
to the school, and like I don't think anybody in
Mm.
the high school ran away for a couple of years after hearing that story.
Yeah,
Terrible, but
that'll put a lid on it. Oish.
yeah,
Oh,
terrible. Some of that stuff did happen, but hopefully not anymore. Maybe everybody's staying home till
no.
it's time to leave.
Um, yeah, so the two pieces of music, the one that David gave you, that had that acoustic guitar kind of, I assume, is a sample acoustic guitar
Yeah,
thing on top of it. Yeah. Oh, he did. Yeah. Because I
it
was like,
did. Yeah.
I was wondering, that sounded so Jimmy B. I was wondering if the music actually first came with that, but he knew he knew that he was like sending something up your alley.
Yeah, he knew, man, he knew exactly what to do. It came just like that. I'm thinking, how could this guy? I mean, I know David, I've known him for a little while, but I was still amazed. Like, how could he have nailed it so perfectly? That couldn't be easy. I'm an insane, crazy person. How could he have figured that out so perfectly?
Mm,
But yeah, man, it was like how you hear it, except for all the embellishments,
mm.
all the other stuff. I mean, that's what he sent. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Oh, by the way, he would have loved to join us here tonight, but he was he's just too busy. He's too successful and busy
Yeah.
and thin. I think he's lost a lot of weight. People want to be around him more, even more now that he's
Well,
become thinner and even better looking.
he's
He
a
told
good-looking guy.
he told me to say all those things.
He did. Did he pay you? He paid me to say it.
He said,
But
"Just
we love him, and I wish, yes,
he said, just call
wish
me a
you
genius and mention that I'm thin."
too. Well, we look out for each other here on Independent Artists Unite.
Um, but it's I didn't think about that before, is how he delivered this music to you that was so right up your alley. And he did the same thing with me, and he did the same thing with James too. Where and so that is a stroke of genius on his part, actually, because he's sitting here crafting these things, thinking about who's going to sing it. And it's almost like he's setting you up with the ultimate
Yeah,
pitch.
right. Now all we have to do is knock it out of the park, and we're three
Exactly.
different people and three different styles. And amazingly, man, I mean, he nailed it in all three cases. He
Yeah,
did.
yeah. I was
Yeah.
when he sent me this stuff. Actually, he sent me like three different things, and none of them was this or the one that James got. But he sent me three different, like, what do you like here? And one of them I heard right away. It
Yeah.
was the exact opposite of you. I don't know why it came right away, but I instantly was afraid that it was too Depeche Mode.
Oh,
When that happens, they're like a melody comes in the same. I'm like, oh God,
yeah.
is this too
Yeah.
Depeche Mode? But oh well. I just thought I have to go with it. There's no turning back now.
No, you're in. Just go with it.
And I think the opposite is true with you with this song. I've never heard anything like this.
Me either.
I think this is such a beautiful song, and it's so catchy, and it is so like nothing I've ever heard. It's
Thank you.
like this combination of elements and your voice particularly, um, it is so fun to listen to. Because I have to say, when I first heard it, too, it's also one of those songs when I first heard it, I was like, my ears and my brain are trying to figure out what the hell's going on with it.
Hmm.
But then it's like, and right away I listened again, and right away I just kept it on repeat. And
Mm.
I mean, you'll see if you check out the Spotify listens in Denmark. I've had this thing on repeat. I just totally enjoy listening to it every time. It's like
Thank-
all the changes, all the there's so
mhm.
many moments in here,
Mm.
Um,
Yeah. Yes. Thank you.
yeah,
I agree, man. I feel the same way. It's an emotional. I mean, it's an emotional listen. You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
it really is. And I mean, it gives you a feeling. I mean, the first little promotional video I put up, and
Mm,
uh, I've learned a lot uh, from David about song promotion.
okay, yeah.
I don't know that much, but I'm learning a lot from him. But the first one
Mm,
I did was just my dog's walking down my driveway,
mm,
and I just
yeah.
put I put the hook, or no, I put a little piece up underneath that and put that out to promote it. And then I thought, wow, that looks like it looks like a commercial for milk or
Right, right.
cornbread or something. I thought, what is does it even make sense? I don't know, but there's something about it that's kind of down home, even
Yeah,
though
yeah,
it's an
yeah, yeah.
electronic beat.
Yeah,
There's a down home feeling, like you said when we started this conversation.
yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
element's just in there.
Yeah, I could go for some Jimmy Dean sausage when I see that.
Me too. Let's go. Let's go to Bob Evans. Do they have? They don't have that over there where you are, I don't think. But let's go. Although I can't have bacon or sausage. I haven't had bacon in 23 years.
Is that right?
Yeah,
I haven't eaten meat in I think 18 years now.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Way to go. Yeah. Wow. Very good. Yeah. You know, it's not an issue once that becomes part of your life. It's
Yeah.
just not, it's just how you eat. Your relationship with food's very important.
Yeah.
Diet is everything. I mean, you know that, especially with your history and what happened and
Yeah,
with
yeah.
you. And yeah,
Yeah,
diet's
we want to look good and compete with these younger dudes, we gotta be careful here.
That's true. Oh man, I got to tell you something. I don't want to go off the board too much, but I was at a goth event in Athens, Georgia,
Yeah.
which is my next town over from me, and a couple of weeks ago. And I'm walking in the lobby, going to the box office to get the ticket to go in, right? And some
Mhm.
guy comes barreling out the door, and he looks at me, stops and looks at me. He said, "Daniel Ash," and,
Nice.
and he said, "Don't worry, that's a compliment." I said, "Well, I take it as a compliment." That's what I said, but what I was thinking was, I thought of you immediately. You know your story, and that's the first thing I thought of. I thought, oh man,
But
oh man,
it's true. Like Daniel Ash has still got that hair too. It's unbelievable. You're both like defiant. You're both laughing at old man time
yeah. Well,
or
we spent a
father
lot of,
time. Yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
You're both laughing at father time with his hair.
Well, it's not. It's our mothers. Thanks to our mothers, because that's where you get. That's where males get that side of the family. Is where any hair loss issues or
Mm.
not, it comes from your mother's side of the family.
Yeah, that always worried me because my mom's dad was like totally bald when he was. He had a horrible story too. He killed himself, but
Mm.
I think
But
he
your
was
mother
just in
wasn't
his
bald.
40s. Um,
My mother,
my mother was not involved with the shooting. No.
we want to make that clear right now to everyone. But she wasn't bald.
No, but she saw it from afar. It was really sad. They had a general store, and my mom worked. She worked the till as a little girl.
Yeah.
and
Hmm.
of course had many money issues later on. Well, she had a lot of issues. Her issues had a lot of issues, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
all of a sudden they saw smoke in the distance, and that was her house. Her dad,
Wow.
yeah, he shot himself in the mouth, and he was drunk, and he lit this house on fire. Um,
Wow.
yeah,
Oh man, that's heavy.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Wow. Yeah, you always I feel for the pain, you know, I just wonder how much pain, how much suffering, how much does it take to go that far? You know what I mean?
yeah,
I mean, we've all felt like it's rock bottom, but that's another level of rock bottom of, you know, I've had
yeah,
enough.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. There's a song
yeah.
in there somewhere too.
I wrote a song. I wrote a song about that. Yeah.
No, is that the one? That's not Cemetery Gates.
Oh no, no, no. This was one you never heard this one. This one I wrote back in 2003 or something like that.
Yeah.
I forget.
Yeah.
No, I can't remember what it was called, but yeah. No,
Well,
this was pre. Yeah, this was
oh, okay.
the acoustic guitar thing. Like one
Oh,
of those. Like
yeah, tying it back to the acoustic guitar.
I tuned it down to an open C. The guitar
Oh, that's low.
was one of those low chugging acoustic guitar things. It sounds
Hey, you
cool.
know, I recently bought a baritone guitar.
Oh yeah. Oh, I can't
Yeah.
wait to hear what comes out of that.
Oh man, me either. I haven't. It was only $200. Um, but I've been wanting to kind of put that into some of the stuff that I'm doing and kind of
Yeah.
switch lanes a little bit.
I love the sound
And
of a baritone guitar. Yeah.
yeah, me too. I'm not a great player, but I know I can make it work,
Oh, of course.
you
Yeah.
know, for what I'm doing. So, but I'm glad that this song, Middle of the Night's got the acoustic going. I'm glad that it's got a really cool beat to it. The synthesizers in it are very prominent, loud and proud,
Oh,
and
oh
they
yeah.
say,
Yeah, and I love
you
that
know,
synthesizer hook too. The
yeah,
so
yes,
catchy, man.
perfect,
Yeah, yeah,
simple
yeah.
but perfect. The beauty in a lot of music is in the simplicity.
Mm, yeah,
Let's put simple parts together that make sense and make sure they're cohesive, and let's put
totally.
lyric on top of that that makes sense, and boom, you've got a winner every time.
Yeah. And
Eh,
you know what? I'm gonna make a plug for the old guys here. I really feel like, like what, first of all, I don't think a young kid would even approach that chorus melody that you came up with. That's a throwback to a melody of another time, of
yeah.
your Burt Bacharachs and your that I know are your heroes, of like an
Hmm.
intelligent melody like that, but also in your voice, I feel like you hear time, and you hear experience, and you can't manufacture that. You know what I mean? You have to live life, and then you can throw something like that out. Even the subject matter. It's not like a kid's perspective. It's you
Yeah.
have you have to know something similar to that pain, and that only comes with like living life, right?
uh yeah, that's true. That is one good thing about getting older is the experience, life experience, that you bring along, and you can speak on that. You know, you're not stuck singing about hot girls and car crashes, and staying out all night. You know, there's more depth to
Yeah,
what you do because you've lived it, and that to me, I mean, that's important. That's
yeah,
important. Uh, we want, as a listener, and we're fans of music. We're listeners as well as
yeah,
artists.
totally, totally, yeah.
Um, but
I'm your fan.
I'm your fan, man.
I mean,
Kumbaya.
I'm wearing this thing out over here, middle of the night.
Thank you. And we want, when we're listening, you know, to something, we want something a little bit deeper.
Yeah,
a little more satisfying.
there was some substance there. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And something music that means something. It's about lyric, and it's about the beat.
Mm.
Um,
You
it
know,
doesn't
so
always be.
a tie into this with Atlanta as well is that I actually just heard that, you know, Hey Ya, that song from the Atlanta, from,
Mhm.
oh God, what's her name? Andre 3000 and
uh, Big Boy, Outcast.
Outkast. Yeah, 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 yeah. I've always thought that song was so catchy, you know, hey yeah, but I was
Yeah.
like, this song is this just not about anything. And that song actually was pretty deep. It's about, like, I don't know if you've ever heard this, but I heard him discussing it, that it's actually about relationships and how nowadays people go through relationships and divorce so easily and stuff like that. And it's
Mhm.
and it's a reflection on, you know, back in your parents' day when people stuck together through things, you know, and actually, you know, you know, stuck it out, you know. So I thought
Oh,
that was interesting because when I heard that song, I thought, wow, this song's about nothing, but it sure is catchy. And even that one turned out to be deep. And that's the Atlanta connection, right? They're from Atlanta.
that's the connection.
Yeah.
Well, that song was groundbreaking when it came out, if you recall.
Yeah.
It was unlike anything that had come before it.
Mm.
And it's also interesting. It's just like what you just said. A lot of the most popular songs have meaning that we're not aware of. They're
Mm.
deeper than you think.
Right, right.
They
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
surprise.
Yeah.
But yeah, most of them are like that.
And now I know that you are Tokyo Teens are really burning it up on the road these days. Are you gonna throw middle of the night in there? You gonna do a version of it with Tokyo Teens? What do you think?
I'd
And a
love
live
to.
setup?
I'd love to. It's nice and upbeat. I'd love to do that. If we can work out the instrumentation to it, then absolutely. Absolutely. We're trying to build the set, make it longer. We need some more upbeat. Most of it's mid tempo, so we need some more upbeat material. I'm working on a couple of things here that are, for those who know, it's like at 140 BPM. So it's a little bit, most of my stuff is at 120.
Okay.
So, which is kind of a
And
mid tempo
speaking of
thing. But
upbeat things,
yes, I would love to.
yeah.
What's that?
Well, I was saying, speaking of upbeat things, we should also mention that you shortly have a Tokyo Teen single coming out too. That's upbeat, calling all
Oh,
vampires,
yes.
which I'm
Yes,
totally
that's
psyched
happened
about.
to.
Yeah, I've heard little snippets of
Well,
it. I'm like, oh, I can't, I'm really eager to hear where that song goes and want to hear the whole thing.
thank you. Thank you. It's just kind of weird scheduling that two singles are coming out within 9 days of each other. It's not supposed to be that way, but it's just kind of happening like that. So now I'm trying to figure out how to promote both. But Calling All Vampires is like,
Yeah,
it's like our version of Thriller. It's, we've got some
nice.
scary movie sound effects in there,
Oh, cool.
which, everyone, when it comes out, and it changes direction a little bit. And this is just, what if a goth dance track, was Thriller? What would that sound like? So that's kind of the thought behind
The
it. But
thought
it was
behind it was
actually
nice. Yeah.
it's supposed to be an instrumental like Blue Monday.
Oh, okay.
Actually, it was supposed to be an instrumental, but then the lyrics started falling out of the sky, and then it became what it is now. So, and
Can't
that one's
stop it.
dropping on the 8th.
Can't stop it. Okay, I thought it was like a stroke of genius because one cool thing about working with David too is that he's actually got quite a he's reached a lot of people on with his spot, with his songs, with his streaming and on
Yeah,
his Instagram. So I thought, man,
yeah,
I thought it was my kind of stroke of promo genius to have to do this one where it may automatically reach a certain number of people, and then you can piggyback on that with calling all vampires.
yeah. I'm hoping there's a decent amount of cross promotion between the two, and
Yeah,
it will help elevate both singles. They're so
yeah,
different than one another that I feel like
yeah.
it's not. people are, one song would get overlooked because they both kind of sound the same. They're completely opposite.
Yeah.
And I feel like the cross promotion here will actually work to our advantage. So
Yeah.
at first it was an issue to me. I thought, oh man, not an issue, but I was kind of worried about it. But now I can see that they're probably going to help each other out, just like you say.
Well, this is your time of year, man. You should have two singles here coming into Halloween.
I agree. And the good thing about Calling All Vampires, not to keep bringing that up, the good thing about Calling All Vampires is it can come back every Halloween season.
Oh yeah,
from
yeah,
now
yeah,
on.
Yeah. A perennial favorite.
You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
Monster Mash.
Monster,
It'll never go
the
away.
new Monster Mash.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to congratulate you again, man, and also shout out to David Burgess, Chronic Dream, and James K. Ultra. You guys did such a smash up job on this, and I am thoroughly enjoy listening to it. So thank you. Thank you for giving me something great to listen to, man. I just adore this song. Be looking forward to Calling All Vampires, and it's been so great to talk to you again, man. We got to jump off because my Zoom is going to cut us off. But just love you. Just love you, brother. So happy to see your smiling face and your beautiful hair.
Thank you. Yeah, it's not flat, is it? All right, Scott, I love you, brother. I'll see you soon.
Talk to you soon.